Welcome to Wise Elders Stories channel. Subscribe to Wise Elders Stories channel for more valuable insights. Have you ever noticed that your pace has slowed down compared to before? Perhaps getting out of bed feels like a greater challenge, or a casual stroll around the block leaves you feeling more fatigued than it ought to. If this resonates with you, know that you are not alone. The passage of time brings about changes, but here's the encouraging part: you don't have to resign yourself to these shifts as your new norm. Consider someone like Barbara, who at 72 began to realize that her legs weren't moving as swiftly as they once did. She had always prided herself on her independence, but recently found herself pausing before tackling the stairs or needing to. She clung to the furniture for support, a wave of fear washing over her as she grappled with the thought of losing her freedom. Slowing down felt like an inevitable part of aging, a reality she believed she had to embrace. But was that truly the case? It's never too late to reclaim your vitality and zest for life. You don't have to resign yourself to a life constrained by age. Today, I'm excited to share 5 straightforward yet impactful practices that can enhance your mobility, boost your well-being, and allow you to experience life with renewed confidence. These methods are refreshingly uncomplicated. Transformations are within reach, and you can begin today. By the conclusion of this video, you'll find yourself motivated to take the leap, especially with the final 2 insights I'll reveal. They're truly transformative. The aim isn't merely to extend your lifespan but to enrich the quality of your years. You have every right to awaken each morning feeling robust and empowered. So, let's embark on this journey together, starting with the first step to reclaiming your vitality and movement: understanding the true nature of your body. Aging doesn't equate to immobility, it simply signifies the evolution of your physical self. Is evolving, and it's essential to adapt your approach to its care. Many individuals mistakenly believe that stiffness, weakness, or sluggishness is simply a part of getting older. However, much of this decline is rooted in inactivity rather than age itself. Take Barbara, for instance. The more she shunned movement, the weaker her muscles grew. As her muscles weakened, movement became increasingly challenging, creating a cycle that made her feel older than her years. Yet, when she finally took action, everything began to shift. The reality is that your body is designed. When you cease to engage in regular movement, your muscles begin to weaken, your joints become stiff, and your energy levels plummet. Imagine a car left idle in a garage for months. The engine has difficulty starting, the tires deflate, and the battery loses its charge. Your body operates similarly. Reduced movement leads to increased difficulty in mobility. Conversely, the more you engage in movement, the more your body adapts, gaining strength and vitality. The key is to begin with manageable steps. If the idea of walking long distances feels daunting, start with a brief stroll. In your home, if you wake up feeling stiff, consider stretching before you rise. If the stairs appear daunting, try practicing stepping up and down on a single step. These small actions may seem insignificant, but they accumulate rapidly. Barbara began with just 5 minutes of walking each day, and within weeks, she observed her legs becoming stronger, her balance enhancing, and her confidence increasing. It's important to remember that age is no barrier to regaining strength and mobility. Your body is remarkably resilient and will react positively to your daily efforts. Movement is more than just an. Choosing this path is essential for preserving your autonomy. It's time to stop viewing fatigue as a standard part of life. Another frequent challenge that creeps in with the years is the sensation of persistent tiredness. You may rise in the morning yet still feel depleted by midday, longing for a moment of respite. By evening, despite a seemingly light day, your body may feel utterly worn out. Barbara faced this dilemma as well. She believed her fatigue was merely a consequence of getting older. However, what she failed to recognize is that fatigue frequently stems from unhealthy habits rather than age itself. Factors such as inconsistent sleep, lack of movement, and poor hydration can all contribute to a sense of sluggishness. If you find yourself constantly fatigued, it may be time to examine the underlying causes. Are you consuming enough water? Dehydration can lead to exhaustion without you even being aware. Are you achieving restful sleep? Poor sleep quality can result in brain fog, diminished motivation, and heightened stress on your body. Are you active enough throughout the day? Ironically, the less you move, the more fatigue you may experience. Here's what you can do. First, focus on improving. Staying hydrated is crucial, as many often confuse dehydration with fatigue. Ensure you're consuming enough water throughout the day. Next, focus on your sleep routine. Aim to go to bed and wake up at consistent times, and steer clear of screens before sleep, as the blue light can disrupt your sleep hormones. Additionally, incorporate movement into your day. It might seem counterproductive, but even small amounts of activity can enhance your energy levels instead of depleting them. When Barbara implemented these adjustments, she was amazed at the improvement in her well-being. Rather than trudging through each day, she discovered a newfound sense of energy and motivation upon waking. It became clear to her that it wasn't aging that was holding her back, but rather her habits. Fatigue need not define your existence. With a few minor changes, you can start to feel a shift in your energy levels in just a matter of days. Additionally, your mindset plays a more significant role than you might realize. The distinction between those who embrace aging with vigor and those who face challenges often lies in their perspective on the process of getting older. It profoundly influences your perception. Barbara had spent years convinced that she was beyond the age for exercise, learning new skills, and making meaningful changes. However, when she began to question these convictions, everything transformed. She ceased to view age as a barrier and began to embrace it as a chance to enhance her well-being. Once she adopted this mindset, her body responded accordingly. If you think you're too old to grow, you'll validate that belief. Conversely, if you embrace the possibility of change, you'll affirm that potential as well. Regarding that, the decision lies with you. Age should never be a barrier to reclaiming your vitality or experiencing joy once more. You absolutely have the power to live life according to your own desires. So, I present you with a challenge. Begin today by making one small adjustment. It could be as simple as increasing your water intake, incorporating morning stretches, or even just standing up more frequently. Each minor step you take today is a valuable investment in your future self, and believe me, your future self will express gratitude. This is merely the starting point. In the next section, I will reveal some of the most overlooked yet essential insights. A significant element in maintaining strength and independence as one ages is often overlooked, yet it profoundly impacts overall health. Join me as we explore this topic. You won't want to miss it. Barbara resolved not to let age hinder her. She began to walk more, increase her water intake, and focus on her sleep. To her delight, she noticed improvements, but there was still an obstacle. Some mornings, she woke up feeling groggy, and on certain days, her legs felt heavy, as if reluctant to move. As she moved through her afternoons, a familiar wave of exhaustion would wash over her, leaving her frustrated. She was following all the right steps, so why wasn't she feeling as energized as she had anticipated? It was then that she stumbled upon one of the most significant yet often overlooked aspects of aging gracefully: sleep. Many fail to recognize the profound impact sleep has on everything from energy levels to memory and mobility. It's not merely a time for rest, it's a crucial period for rebuilding. Each night, the body engages in a deep repair process, strengthening muscles and restoring vitality. Energy can enhance your mental clarity, yet poor sleep disrupts this vital process. Barbara began examining her sleep patterns, and the revelations were startling. It wasn't merely the passage of time, her body was depleted, lacking the opportunity to rejuvenate. Does this resonate with you? Waking frequently throughout the night, tossing and turning, or feeling fatigued despite a full night's rest? You may attribute it to aging, but the reality is that you possess greater influence over your sleep than you might think. Here's what Barbara implemented to transform her nights, and you can do the same. First, she established a sleep schedule, going to bed at the same time every night and waking up at the same time every morning. It sounds simple, but the body thrives on routine. Second, she created a winding down ritual, turning off electronics an hour before bed, dimming the lights, and even taking a warm bath to help her body relax. Third, she made her bedroom a sleep sanctuary, no screens, no bright lights, just a calm and restful space. Within a week, she started waking up feeling refreshed instead of drained. Her mind was clearer, her body felt stronger, and she had more energy throughout the day. This serves as a reminder: you deserve deep, restful sleep. Don't allow poor sleep to steal your strength and vitality. Implement these simple changes and witness the difference for yourself. But Barbara wasn't finished yet. There was still one more challenge to confront, something even more perilous than inadequate sleep, something we all fall prey to. If I were to ask you how much time you spend sitting each day, what would your answer be? In just a few hours, perhaps 5, it's easy to overlook how much time we dedicate to sitting. Whether during meals, watching television, scrolling through our phones, or simply unwinding, sitting has become the norm in our daily routines. Barbara believed she was active enough. She took short walks and moved about her home. However, when she began to monitor her sitting habits, she was taken aback. On a typical day, she found herself sitting for over 8 hours, and the realization was unsettling. As time passes, remaining seated for extended periods can make it increasingly challenging to rise again. Consider this: prolonged sitting leads to reduced blood circulation, weakened muscles, and decreased flexibility, and these consequences accumulate over time. Consequently, even basic actions like standing from a chair or ascending stairs may begin to feel more strenuous than before. Barbara was determined to avoid this fate, and I believe you share her desire to maintain your vitality. Here's what she implemented, and what you can start doing today. First, make it a point to stand up every hour and set just a gentle nudge. Even a brief moment of standing up and stretching can create a significant impact. Consider incorporating movement into your daily routine. For instance, Barbara began marching in place while brushing her teeth, pacing around the house during phone calls, and stretching while watching TV. Additionally, aim to make movement a natural part of your day rather than a burden. Instead of pushing yourself into rigorous workouts, seek out small opportunities to be active, like parking further from the entrance, opting for stairs over the elevator, or even enjoying a little dance. As she danced to her favorite song in the kitchen, a transformation began. Within weeks, her body felt lighter, her legs moved with newfound ease, and the chains of stiffness that once held her captive began to dissolve. It's essential to understand that movement is vital for maintaining your independence. The longer you remain stagnant, the more challenging it becomes to move, and eventually, you may find yourself grappling with even the simplest tasks, like rising from a chair or crossing a room. However, the power to change this lies within you. Start today, move a little more than you did yesterday, and your future self will express gratitude. Barbara was feeling better than ever. She was sleeping well, moving more, and regaining control over her energy. Yet, there was still one thing missing, something she hadn't realized was affecting everything from her bones to her mood. In the next section, I will reveal the one free and effortless thing that can transform your health almost instantly. You won't want to miss it. Barbara was on a roll. She was moving more, sitting less, and enjoying the best sleep she'd had in a long time. For years, her energy was returning, her body felt more robust, and for the first time in a long while, she felt in command of her own aging journey. But then, unexpectedly, one afternoon while seated on her porch, she came to a realization: despite all the strides she had made, something still felt amiss. There were days when her joints ached, her spirits waned, and she couldn't quite identify the cause. It was then that her doctor posed a straightforward question that shifted her perspective: how often do you go outside? Barbara pondered this, reflecting on her routine. She took short walks, yet the majority of her day unfolded indoors, filled with reading, watching TV, or tending to chores. It had never crossed her mind that spending too much time inside could be contributing to her feelings of unease. What she discovered next was startling. While many are aware that sunlight aids the body in producing vitamin D, few grasp its critical importance, particularly as one ages. Vitamin D is vital for maintaining strong bones, flexible muscles, and pain-free joints. A deficiency can lead to weakened bones and an increased risk of falls. Movement begins to feel rigid and challenging, and here's the twist: as we age, our capacity to generate vitamin D naturally diminishes. This means that if you're not soaking up enough sunlight, your body is missing out on one of the most potent, no-cost health enhancers available. Barbara had never considered it from this perspective. She had spent years believing her joint discomfort and sporadic fatigue were merely aspects of aging. But what if that assumption was incorrect? She resolved to experiment. Each morning, she ventured outside for a mere 10 minutes, no intricate regimen required. With no extra effort, she simply sat on her porch, allowing the sunlight to warm her skin. Within weeks, she noticed a transformation. Her mood brightened, her joints felt more flexible, and her sleep improved. Even more astonishing is that science supports this. Research indicates that regular sunlight exposure enhances sleep quality, elevates mood, boosts immune function, and benefits brain health. So, let me pose a question. How much time do you spend outdoors? If your answer is not much, it's time for a change. The best part? You don't need to make any drastic moves. Here's how you can begin to feel better. The advantages today begin with aiming for just 10 to 15 minutes of sunlight each day. Morning sunlight is ideal as it aids in regulating your sleep cycle, but any exposure throughout the day is beneficial. Next, incorporate it into your daily habits. Enjoy your coffee outdoors, take a brief stroll after lunch, or sit by a window where sunlight can touch you. Lastly, remember to safeguard your skin. Apply sunscreen if you'll be outside for extended periods, but embrace the sun, your body craves it. Barbara was astonished by how significant the impact of such a straightforward routine was profound. She was beginning to reclaim her sense of self, stronger, happier, and more vibrant. Yet, she understood that her journey wasn't complete. While the sunlight lifted her spirits, she recognized the necessity of one additional action to maintain her fluidity and ensure her independence. One morning, as Barbara bent down to tie her shoe, a familiar ache in her knees reminded her of the subtle changes in her body, signaling that her legs were beginning to feel the strain. Despite all the progress she had made, she felt weaker. She recognized that she hadn't been focusing on specific exercises to strengthen her legs. If she didn't start now, she knew what lay ahead: difficulty standing, unsteady balance, and an increased risk of falling. She had witnessed this happen to many friends, a simple fall leading to a fractured hip, and suddenly their entire world shifted. That fate would not be hers. So, Barbara resolved to commit to her legs. The reality is that leg muscles form the very foundation of mobility. What maintains your independence? As daily activities like standing, walking, and climbing stairs become more challenging, there's a silver lining. It doesn't require much to regain strength. Barbara didn't enroll in a gym or dedicate hours to workout regimens. She began with just a few minutes of leg exercises each day. Within weeks, she noticed a significant improvement. Getting out of a chair was easier, she could walk longer distances effortlessly, and climbing stairs became second nature. If she could achieve this, so can you. Here are 3 straightforward leg exercises you can begin immediately. First, try chair squats. Sit down in a chair and then stand up without using your hands. Repeat this 5 to 10 times to activate your leg muscles. Next, perform leg lifts while seated. Extend one leg straight out, hold for a few seconds, then lower it. Repeat on the other side to strengthen your thigh muscles. which are essential for balance. Lastly, do heel raises. Hold onto a sturdy surface, rise up onto your toes, and then slowly lower back down. This exercise strengthens your calves and enhances stability. Circulation plays a vital role in preventing swelling in your legs. The secret lies not in doing a lot, but in doing something every day. Barbara began with just a few minutes daily, and now she moves with confidence, aware that her legs can take her wherever she desires. That's the goal I have for you. Losing mobility isn't merely about the inability to walk, it's about losing your freedom. However, you can prevent that. Barbara's journey wasn't marked by drastic changes, rather, it was the small, consistent actions that led to a significant impact over time. Now she had just one more step to take, a simple practice that would not only strengthen her body but also provide her with a sense of peace, clarity, and balance. It was something she had never attempted before, but once she did, she realized she had discovered the final piece of the puzzle. In the next section, I will reveal how this single practice can transform everything, your body, your mind, and your overall happiness. You won't want to miss it. 8. The practice that transforms your body and mind. Barbara had come so far, she was moving forward. More sitting, less sleeping, well, soaking up the sun and strengthening her legs. She felt better than she had in years, but there was still one thing missing. Even though her body was getting stronger, she sometimes felt a deep tension in her muscles, like a stiffness she couldn't shake. Some days she'd wake up feeling like her joints just didn't want to move, and then there were the mental challenges. Aging came with worries. What if she had a bad fall? What if she lost her independence? What if all the progress she had made started slipping away? The fear of the unknown lingered in her thoughts, and despite feeling physically better, she recognized the need for something that would grant her a sense of control over both her body and her mind. It was then that she stumbled upon yoga and Tai Chi. Initially, she was doubtful, believing these practices were meant for the young and agile, not for someone in her 70s. However, after just a week of practice, she uncovered something remarkable. This was the missing element. Her body began to feel looser, more balanced, and more flexible, while her mind experienced a newfound calmness. Clearer and more focused, and the best part is that she could do it right in her living room. If you've ever felt stiff, tense, or unsteady on your feet, this is for you. The secret to staying mobile for life lies in addressing one of the biggest reasons people lose their independence as they age: balance. It happens slowly at first. You start feeling less steady, avoiding certain movements that make you feel off balance. You hesitate before stepping off a curb, reaching for something on a high shelf, or walking across uneven surfaces. Grounded in her daily routine, Barbara was acutely aware of the risks that come with aging. For many seniors, a fall can be a pivotal moment, leading to hospital visits, prolonged recovery, and the potential loss of independence. Having witnessed this fate befall her friends, she was determined to avoid a similar outcome. When she discovered that yoga and Tai Chi are backed by science to enhance balance and coordination, she felt compelled to explore these practices. Starting with just 5 minutes a day, she embraced gentle movements that stretched her muscles and engaged her body. At the heart of her journey were slow, mindful movements that anchored her, bringing a sense of steadiness. Within weeks, an extraordinary change unfolded. Her fear of falling began to fade. No longer did she hesitate before navigating uneven sidewalks. She felt a newfound strength in her feet and, crucially, she regained trust in her body. For those seeking to maintain stability, strength, and independence, this approach offers a solution. Flexibility or athleticism isn't a prerequisite. All that's needed is the willingness to begin. Discover tranquility. One of the most unexpected advantages of yoga and Tai Chi extends beyond the physical realm. It delves into the mental sphere. For Barbara, stress had long been a constant companion, manifesting as worries about her health, her future, and the potential burden she posed to her family. These concerns often felt heavy, sometimes robbing her of sleep. However, a transformation occurred when she embraced the practice of slow, mindful movement. She started to experience a sense of lightness, not only in her body but also in her mind. Yoga revealed to her the art of deep breathing, allowing her to relax and release the tension that has been held for years. Tai Chi guided her movements with grace and control, fostering a sense of peace and focus that permeated her daily life. For the first time in years, she felt truly present, no longer trapped in the past or fearful of the future. She was simply here, in this moment, feeling good. And you can experience that too. How to start today? You don't need a studio or expensive classes, this can be done right at home. Here's how to begin. First, try just 5 minutes. Stand up and take a deep breath and gently stretch your arms overhead, allowing your body to awaken. Next, concentrate on slow, controlled movements. Try lifting one foot slightly off the ground and then lowering it. This simple action aids in building balance and control. Lastly, let go of the need for perfection. The aim is not to master complex poses but to move, breathe, and feel good. Barbara didn't begin her journey with flawless execution, she simply took the first step, and that made all the difference. The choice is yours. Barbara's journey began with small changes. She didn't transform her life in an instant, she didn't impose unrealistic expectations on herself. Instead, she made a simple choice to feel good again, and gradually, day by day, she achieved that. Now, she enjoys restful sleep, moves with assurance, and feels empowered in her body and her future. The opportunity is now yours. Aging isn't merely about diminishing strength, it's about the choices you make for your life. So, what will you decide? Will you embark on that initial step toward feeling stronger, steadier, and more vibrant? Will you begin to implement small changes that can enhance your mobility for years to come? Embrace the freedom that awaits you, your body is eager for you to take that leap. So, take that first step today. If you're prepared to begin, share in the comments what you plan to try first from this video. I'm excited to hear your journey.